So we thought we would do something that we haven't done before, and that is have you come along with us as we make a decision about what we're doing. So rather than telling you after the fact and why we made different choices that we made, whether it's where to go or what to buy, we're bringing you along. So the question today is,
should we buy an e-bike?
Should we buy an e-bike or not?
Yeah.
So what are the pros of buying an e-bike or buying two e-bikes?
It's would be really easy for us to ride together without having a tandem. They're a lot of fun. What else?
You can enjoy them for a lot longer for people who, you know, are out of shape like us, but also just they're more for cruising and enjoying a little town. And the cons, what are you concerned about buying an e-bike?
One that they're fairly expensive. Two, we already have a lot of bikes sitting in the garage that we're not using, and not wanting to have more bikes in the garage that we're not using.
And the third one is, or I think it's the third one, is, you know, is this a kind of a passing fad? Is it going to be something that sounds like fun and we do it a couple of times and then, you know, it wears off and we don't use them? That would be my concern, is that we wouldn't use them after spending as much money as we have. So those are the pros and cons. Just to let you know, we have gone to Twin Cities Pedigo, which is a e-bike shop in the Twin Cities, and there was wonderful about helping us understand e-bikes. We tested several of them to see if there was a model we liked. We found a model we liked. And we have decided we're going to take it for a bigger test drive to see if we actually will like it. So we're going to take you on that. And by the way, we'll link to Anne's shop and information in the comments below. But you'll see what we think about our test drive. Well, as promised, we're doing it. We're here to test out a bike. We're going to take you with us, and we'll let you know if we decide this is for us or if we're just going to go back to being on our regular bikes or not on the bikes at all. So we're going to mount this on the handlebars, and we'll let you know how it goes.
You on?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I got our GoPro going.
Okay.
I'm wearing a Bluetooth helmet that is connected to Tom, who's riding in front of me, so that we can talk to each other. We're on the bike trail, and so far, love it. So the e-bike has what's called pedal assist and also throttle. The pedal assist is you can set a number from 1 to 5 to determine how many miles an hour the bike will go, from 8 miles an hour to 20. And if you have it set at a certain level, like I'm on a 2, that set me to go 14 miles an hour. If my pedaling slows down, or I get it to a place where it's uncomfortable, the pedal assist kicks in and keeps me going 14 miles an hour. So you can rest without slowing down. It also has the throttle. And the throttle gets you a really quick burst. Like if you're trying to get across an intersection or past somebody, it's kind of for short spurts or catching up to Tom. So the great thing is, I'm kind of out of breath. I'm going 14 miles an hour right now, but I really am working. And this bike you can ride also without pedal assist or throttle if you want. So far, loving it. Well, what'd you think of our bike ride?
It was pretty fun.
It was really fun.
We did 21 miles in, I don't know, a bit over an hour, I guess.
So I think we averaged something in the neighborhood of 17, 18 miles an hour or something. Not that that's important, but just on our road bikes, it would have taken probably at least 30 more minutes or longer, and I'd be super tired. But I felt like I felt like I did work my legs. I just, when I got tired, it helped me out, and I didn't have to sit by the side of the road and puke into the bushes.
We had kind of a long uphill stretch, a slight grade. I mean, it's railroad grade, so it's not real steep.
But a long stretch.
Yeah, but we kept up just fine.
I did.
You didn't fall behind at all, so that was pretty good.
So, I'm thinking, what are you thinking?
It's probably going to happen.
All right. So, we will keep you posted and let you in on what our decision is. So, what did we decide? We really had to think through a lot of factors whether or not to buy these bikes. We already had bikes. These bikes are kind of spendy. They're heavy to carry on the rig. We were wondering if, as I said, if we thought this was going to be just sort of a fun little thing that quickly wore off, and it's kind of expensive to do something like that. And so we really debated on it for quite some time about whether or not e-bikes were right for us. And finally, the decision came to us just like that. So, yes, we bought them. This is mine, my lovely blue one, and this is Tom's crocodile green. And we are extremely excited about playing with these bikes. And we're going to show you some more of us riding with them coming up soon.
So this is what we ended up going with. This is the Pedigo Avenue. Few reasons why we went with this. When we talked to people at the RV rally, Pedigo was highly recommended. So we didn't actually go and ride other brands. We just tried out the Pedigo and really liked it. Another reason we went with the Avenue was one, it was less expensive than some of the other models that we looked at Pedigo at least. And two, the other thing that I liked was it's a little more lightweight. So this is about 50 pounds where some of the other bikes get up close to 80 pounds. And the last reason is it looks a little more like a regular bike. And honestly, I didn't really want to look like I was riding around on a electric bike. So that's kind of the reasons why we went with it. A couple other things on the features of the bike. It has front and rear disc brakes on it, which is really nice for stopping. It has a wider 2-inch by 28-inch tire, which is nice if you're riding not on pavement. If you get onto some gravel or you get onto some softer ground, it'll ride over that a lot better. It has a single gear in the front and a 7-speed cassette in the back for shifting, which helps you adjust your shifter to the speed that you're riding. Because it is pedal assist, you need to pedal, and it's nice to have that gear to match. There's a computer on here. So it has a couple different settings in here. Here it's showing the odometer, how far we've ridden so far, 83 miles on these. A trip computer, which shows how far you've gone in your current ride. At the time, how much time you've been riding. I'm not sure why that's 0, but and then a max speed. There's a max speed on here. I think those are 0 because we just turned these on again. Couple other items here is you've got the plus and minus here, which goes from 0, which is no assist pedaling, to 1, which is basically 8 miles an hour, and then it goes up in 3-mile increments to 11, 14, 17, and 20 miles an hour. And then if you go to number 6, then you don't actually have to pedal the bike. You can just use the throttle. Probably the thing that was slightly less desirable about the Avenue when we rode these is it has a little more aggressive motor when you start, so it surges more. So you need to really kind of watch the gear that you're in here. So if you're like in a 3 and you're just kind of trying to start off, or you're maybe coming up behind a car and you take a little pedal stroke, it's going to surge you forward. So you need to really watch out for that on this bike. Some other bikes were a little more graceful in handling that acceleration. So that's something else to consider when you're looking at these bikes. And then the last couple other little accessories we bought here. We got a nice mirror here so we can see behind us while we're riding. And then what we bought was this. It's a Sena R1 Helmet, and it's a Bluetooth helmet. So the really great thing about these helmets is when we're riding, we can be connected with our helmet, so we can be 100 yards apart, and we can have a normal conversation just talking, because there's a mic in the front here and there's speakers on the sides. So that's really a nice feature. If somebody's falling behind or needs to stop for a moment, you can have a really nice communication when you're riding the bike. So we're really loving the helmets too. Another accessory that we have here is the Pedigo lock. Quite heavy again, and pretty heavy duty. So the nice thing about the Pedigo lock is if you lock your bike with a Pedigo lock and the bike is stolen, Pedigo will replace your bike for free. But according to their literature, it's only one time. So don't get your bike stolen over and over again. But it is a substantial lock, and I think you need to have at least part of the lock in order for that to take effect. So the colors that we've got here, I have the crocodile green, which is kind of an army green color, kind of a flat color. There's no real gloss to this. I don't know the color of Marquita's bike here, but it is a quite vibrant blue color, which he really liked. Is this thing on? Is that on?
I don't know.